There's like 4 people here. Let me turn this off. I'm watching court TV. Come on. So we'll get some more people in here. We had some ask questions about what the difference is between budget knives and high-end knives are, because I had one today that I was dealing with that I wasn't real impressed with. What's up, Aiden? What's this? Sharpen Finch. 36 degrees, 600 grit. I've never understood you guys with the micro bevels. What I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like telling me that you put a micro bevel on a knife told me that you don't know how to sharpen to 30 degrees. I just don't get the micro bevels. Just learn to do a convex edge. You get the, I've never understood the micro bevels. I hate getting paid. What? I'm not going to start this whole conversation with only 3 people here. So we're going to have to wait till some more people show up. And the way my notifications have been going, there's a good chance we just won't have the conversation because this is probably what we get. We'll see. I don't know what I did to piss YouTube off, but no one is watching my videos now. I don't know what happened. Even the guys, if you're watching my videos, like if you want to know when my videos go up, Monday through Friday, check at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's it, because YouTube's not going to send you a notification. They're not. I don't care. Ken bought a Ferrum Forge 3.0. I saw that. Oh, let me go turn this actual TV off. I saw that they were going up. I already have one of the old school Archies. So hang on. So I'll tell you the thing that I've noticed about micro bevels. Micro bevels are people that micro bevel people are guys that want a polished edge, but then want a toothy front. And it usually doesn't work out the way they think that they want it, because that micro bevel is blunter. So basically you have your angle, like you have your shallow angle like this, and then you blunt it at the very front. I've never understood that. Like, like they'll go like 15 degrees on each side and then go like, or they'll go, shallower. They'll go like 27 degrees inclusive. And then they put that really steep micro bevel at the front. I'm like, well, I just don't see that it gets you anywhere. And a lot of times we're like, oh, well, it's polished back here and then it's sharp up here. And I'm like, I don't get it. I think the only thing you're going to find that they really changed is the ergonomics of the handle. It's more contoured. And instead of having a backspacer, it's like 2-piece construction. It's like, I don't think I have one that's like that right now. Like a clamshell, like an integral cut right in half. How's Ken going to show us? I get it. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Like I used to hear what's his name? Apostle P talk about it. Oh yeah, I did this. And then I put a micro bevel on it, this. And like, but why? Why not just take an edge that you like? So I just don't understand. So today I had a knife. You guys saw it. I did that quick live feed earlier today, and I wasn't going to do one, but I thought it was way later than it was. And on this one, we'll probably only stick around for about an hour. And I had really expensive knife here let's say I should say I had 2 really expensive knives here, several expensive knives here today, really expensive ones. And I sharpened them, and I had one that was more expensive than anything else today. And it was so bad And the owner responded to one of you guys in the comments. And he knew well, and he knew well that it was screwed up. But I'm just like, that puts a bad taste in my mouth for some of these makers, you know? And so that made me thinking about, what do you get when you buy a who are you talking to, Hayden? Yeah, one was a custom. It was a custom Fisher. And so I've got this knife in and I'm looking at it and I'm like, this guy paid a lot of money for this knife. He paid for that Todd Fisher, was it an Archangel XL, that great big recurve. And when I got it, it's so poorly aligned at the very heel, and I could see it. And even though I reprofiled the entire edge, I still couldn't fix that heel. And I'm like, for what you pay for some of this stuff, like, how hard is it to just take the time and actually learn how to sharpen it? I wasn't, Walt. I changed my mind. So the things that I look at, and you guys can kind of comment what you think like the big differences are. So my big things when I look at high-end knives, well, here, I got my knife case right here. When I talk about high-end knives, I'm like, I have some Ferrum Forge knives. That's like $1,000 knife. I have my Norseman, so there's like another $1,000 knife. I've got several $1,000+ knives. But I also have a bunch of stuff that's like 70, 90, $35 knives. So these knives aren't that much different. Diamond matrix stones, the 2 and 3,000s are good. They're really good. So these knives sometimes actually perform better. I'm not gonna lie. I have some high end. Okay, here's a good case. Here's a good case in point. I love this knife. It's a gorgeous knife. It's a little thick. It doesn't cut great. This isn't a great cutter. This is more something that I keep, is it a usable knife? Yeah. But it's super high end. It's super nice. But does it do a better job than this? No. If anything, that knife's a lot thicker. This one, I'll tell you for a fact. This knife, this $35 knife, cuts better than this $1,000 knife. It just really does. It's when you get down into what you actually are paying for. So I get upset though, because we're going to get into stuff like what do you get? This knife, if something happens to it, I've had this knife for a while. Like, I bet I could get Russell to replace it for me or do something with it because I'm one of their designers and stuff like that. But I've had this knife for the better part of a year. Matter of fact, I've had it more than a year. So the fact is, like, I can't go back and ask them like, oh, my knife has blade play now. So it's a $35, $40 knife. Go get a new one. However, if I go to Elliot and go, hey, something's wrong with this knife, I'm the original owner, Elliot's going to fix anything that's wrong with this knife. That's one of the big differences. This knife develops blade play. It's just going to have blade play. It's just going to have blade play. That's just all there is. I'll take the pocket clip off, I'll get a new knife, and I'll put this pocket clip on the new knife. You can't, because I'm only into it for like $40, if that. I've tried Rocksteads. I thought they were one of my grail knives, but they really aren't anymore. Same with this knife. Something happens to this knife, I'll just have to get a new one. There's not like once you own something, they're not going to be able to fix this. Like, hey, send it in. It's got blade play. Can you replace the stop pin? Can you put an oversized stop pin out? They're not going to do that. Elliot's put an oversized stop pin in this. That's not the original stop pin. We had to put a new stop pin in it because the stop pin was soft and deformed. And he was like, okay, this is why we have a warranty. This is why we have multiple size stop pins. Same with my Norseman. Something happens with this knife. It's not going to happen in my lifetime. But I could easily, if something happened, tell John Grimsmo, hey, I need a new stop. I already did it. I got brand new bearings in this. I contacted John Grimsmo. He didn't even ask if I was the original owner. He's like, what do you need? And I was like, I contacted through John's emails, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So I took this thing apart, cleaned it, and I soaked the washers in a thing of rubbing alcohol. And my wife didn't know it was the bowl, and she dumped it in the sink and ran the garbage disposal and destroyed my bearings. They sent me a brand new set of bearings. They didn't ask if I was the original owner and things like that. They just know, hey, we got a Norseman out there. It needs a set of bearings. Same with stop pin. I had a customer that had some blade play, and he goes, measure the stop pins for me. Tell me what size they are. I'll send you some. Just put them in, see which one fixes it, and you should be good. No problem, right? You don't get that with a budget knife. So that's the big thing. Now, the flip side of that is some companies have decided that they're going to take their warranty and just have this more like Benchmade. Well, we have a lifetime warranty, but that doesn't mean you get to send out a crap knife that has a lifetime warranty that you already know that you're going to have to, like, you're going to fight with them over the warranty. They're never going to fix what you want them to fix, but you're going to buy it because you're like, well, if something goes wrong, I'll just use the warranty. What they're not telling you is they're using that warranty as an enticement in lieu of quality. So that's the one. Like, I don't want anybody to make the mistake and think, well, a company offers a lifetime warranty. So that doesn't mean anything. If it's a crappy knife and they're willing to bring it back and just send you a new, because that's basically what they're going to do. If it's not serialized, a lot of times what they're going to do is like, oh, we'll just send you a new one. So, yeah. So to answer to your question, EN512, I always thought I wanted a Rockstead, and I've gotten them in, I've gotten to handle them. I've sharpened a few. I've done a review on a couple, and I just like the Norseman. Yeah, had to have it. Like, it was just one of those things. I got to have it. But the Rockstead, like, while it's really, really good, I just don't see it. Like, I thought I wanted one so bad. There was 2 knives on my list that I had to have, and I have them. I have my Ferrum Forge Fortis, and I have my Norseman. I really don't need anything else. Anything that I've gotten recently was either for the channel because I knew it would hit the algorithm real well and stuff like that. But like, I don't feel like I need that knife anymore. It's just, I don't think it would ever get any use. I'd be afraid to scratch it and things like that. And so it just, you know, it's off my list of things that I think I have to have. I don't want something that's that fancy and finished and shiny. Most of my knives are fairly rustic. So that's my take on the budget versus high end. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, this is one of the best performing knives in my collection. It really is. It performs really well. It's comfortable. I'm willing to use it. It cuts really well. It holds an edge. It's probably one of the best cutters in my collection. It's super thin. It's got the recurve. Do I have any illusions that this is a knife I'm going to pass down? No, I'm going to probably wear this out before my daughter even graduates high school. It's probably going to wind up, it's probably just going to wind up in a pile of stuff, or something's going to happen to it and it's going to get, you know, tossed out. The rest of the stuff that we've been talking about, the high-end stuff, that's a lifetime knife. My daughter could possibly hand my Ferrum Forge knives. She could possibly hand them down to her kids. You know, they're built forever. So, guys and gals working Thanksgiving. Aiden, who is working Thanksgiving? Guys, yeah, I meant to tell you guys, happy Thanksgiving. I don't know what the rest of the week looks like. I do have I do have company coming Thanksgiving for the weekend. So there's a good chance we're not going to do a live feed. And I do owe you guys the chip, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. I know that I don't want to do it. I had thought about doing it to entice super chats during the Knife Rights event on December 3rd. I had thought about that, and I was like, oh, you know what though? I don't really want to do that because the whole thing is the Knife Rights thing is its own fundraiser. So I don't want to detract from that. And I think if I was doing something to try and raise money for my daughter during that feed, it would detract from what's going on, which is trying to generate money for Knife Rights. So, yeah, I don't know. Probably going to be, it's right there. I was going to do it tonight, but I just don't feel, I'm not feeling it tonight. So cue ball. So guys, I don't know what's going on. If you guys aren't seeing my videos, it's because YouTube's not sending you notifications. There's a video that goes up. This week will be the only outlier. There may not be anything to up for the rest of the week. Tomorrow might be the last video. So I don't know what's going on. I've noticed a drastic drop in not just, I mean, like everything, income, viewership, everything has just dropped off. So if you guys aren't getting notifications, just go check my channel. There's probably a video that went up. There's a video that went up today and there was only like 3 people watching it. And I'm like, I'm just not going to do premieres. We're not going to do it. No, listen, we're going to do it during that live feed, Aiden. You already gave me $50. We're going to do it during a live feed, and you guys keep donating. That's like, don't do it now. This isn't the one for that. You can donate if you want, but it's not, I'm not eating it tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to do something here. I've got a reminder to send something. So, God damn it. Well, thank you, Walt. That's loud. Oh, the other one was just a real short. I was sharpening and I was, God damn it, for the Tums. So, gotta have more cowbell. That has to drive your wife nuts. She doesn't care. She's in there. She doesn't care. As long as I'm not talking to her. She doesn't give a fuck what's going on out here. Guys, we got to get the memberships up. I want to do that membership giveaway. And don't forget, we still have the 6,000 sub giveaway. So if you're watching this and you're not already a subscriber, Aiden, thank you very much, by the way. If you're not already a subscriber, like if you're just watching it, but you're not subscribed, go subscribe, because you have to leave a comment on that 6,000 subscriber one and be a subscriber, not a paying member, a subscriber. Grabbed the wrong bottle. How many members? I'm at 54 right now. And that's where we've been for a couple months now, actually. I want to get to 100. Because the whole thing is, I want to be able, it's not me. I want to be able to support the channel. I can't do anything else. And the membership supports the channel the most. So if you guys enjoy this stuff, what keeps it going is guys like Cue Ball and Aiden and Walt, they're all the paying members. And they basically pay for content. They make some of the stuff that I've been able to get for giveaways possible. So Miller, the Gemini works well for me as a budget. What kind of budget knives do you guys like? Like I said, I love this knife. This spends a lot of time in my pocket. I like the Rhea. So I really like this. I like the Rhea. What's the Centros and the QSB Penguin? Those are about the extent of my budget knives. So budget knives, like I have a lot of higher end knives, well, because that's what I was collecting at the time. Yeah, you paid me a month pay. I know you did, Ethan. I know. I saw it. I was there that night. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see if there's anything over there that. Oh, guess what else I'm doing? Oh, hey, Matt. Where's my thing? Matt did a thing. Matt did a thing. This is an IPA. Asher Knives got my go-to for budget. It's so loud. That is so loud right next to my head. It's like, who was it was complaining about how loud it was? Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. I hate that. I wouldn't buy anything I won't use. That's just me. So Asher Knives, thank you again, Matt. Asher Knives actually has some really good knives. I liked the Nomad 2.0. The Nomad 2.0, that was the axis lock. And it wasn't that I like the axis lock better than the frame lock. I'm partial to frame locks. Starting to like liner locks. Hey, what's up, David? What I'm starting to notice is that certain knives dimensionally are different. The frame lock Asher Nomad was a little thinner, and I didn't like the pocket clip. The 2.0, which was the axis lock, was a little bit thicker because it was liner locks on with G10, I believe, scales. And it definitely was a little wider, and the pocket clip was different and felt better in hand. Preach on a liner lock. Well, that's one of the things I was going to talk about as well on like high-end knives, because you can buy some super high-end liner locks. Matter of fact, I have a fucking $4,000. Oh, God damn it, Matt. Matt, did you forget that you just gave me $20? Have you been hitting? Have you been doing something? So what I was saying is, when you take a knife apart, that's when you're going to see the big differences. So we talked about like kind of this, like the philosophy on it. Like, this is a knife I'll keep for the rest of my life. This is a knife that I bought for $70. And when it goes bad, I have to buy a new one. Sebenza has one of the best warranties, and Sebenza is another knife. Like, you can't wear one of these out. So like Sebenzas have a great warranty. You know who has an incredible warranty? You know who has the best warranty in the knife business? I'm going to tell you right now, there's two companies that have the best warranty in the knife business. And that is Aaron Frederick at Matt's just going to keep me busy. Aaron Frederick over at Frederick Knives. Aaron Frederick has a better warranty than Essie or Tops. Like, Aaron Frederick says, if you can do it to your knife, I'll cover it. But he doesn't care. You can send him a knife in a box with half the screws missing and a chunk out of the handle. And he'll be like, well, I said I fix it. I gotta fix it. And he'll honor that warranty. And Bark River knives. Bark River knives, unless you got unless you got attacked by, what did they say, a honey badger? And a honey badger damaged your knife. That's the only thing that's outside of the warranty. Like if you were dumb enough to attack a honey badger with their knife and damaged it, that's the one thing that they won't cover. Everything below that, it's all covered. So yeah, warranty, that's great. But like I said, a lot of companies, Benchmade, Spyderco, they'll take that robust warranty and it almost turns into a a replacement for quality, right? So that's my take on that. But when you take one of these knives apart, so you say you take, not bagging on Artisan, they make my knife, they do a good job of it. But the fact is, where you're not going to look on that knife, they have a tendency to cut corners, and I can't blame them. Like, I've never taken my Rhea apart. You know why I don't take my Rhea apart? Because it's a $30 knife, and I can hose this thing out, and this thing gets trashed. It gets thrashed on when there's stuff that I don't want to get. Like, I don't want to get sand and shit down inside my Norseman. This is the one I cut open, like bags of dirt, bags of seed, dog food bags, stuff that's, I don't give a crap what's down in it because I'm just going to hose it out. I'm going to spray it with some alcohol. I'm going to put it under some hot water. I'm going to hose it out. If this knife gets to the point where the action is so bad and screwed up, I'll get a new one. As much as I say I don't have any safe queens, there's stuff that I don't do with this knife, which is why this one's in my pocket. But I have taken this knife apart. If you take this knife apart and you get to look in at the internal parts where you're not going to see it, a lot of times they're a lot rougher. See some bandsaw cuts, stuff like that. Looks like an Emerson on the inside. That's when you're starting. It's a joke. But there's going to be little inconsistencies, little corners that they cut inside on some of these knives, like the bearings. Did they make sure that they cleaned all the flashing around the plastic housing for the bearings? Probably not. You know why? Because those parts aren't moving. That part of the bearing doesn't even touch the surface. So why should I take the time to clean off all this little flashing? It's not going to get in the way. It doesn't touch the steel. It's not in the path of the bearing. It's just a little bit at the seam where it got. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, like, because a lot of times these bearing races are made in a plastic, and so they're kind of like ejection molded sometimes, and so there's a seam like where the two parts meet for the mold when the plastic goes in, and sometimes there's a little seam on the back, but that's not touching the bearings. It's not affecting the knife. Does it affect it? No, it doesn't matter at all. So that's why your budget knife is cheaper, because they're not doing those little intricate things like the little minutia. And that's why this knife costs $30 and this one costs $1,200. Like, there's a dude in there, his entire job is to make sure that these bearings are exactly the size that John Grimsmo wants them. There's a dude on, if you watch the videos, there is a dude at Grimsmo Knives that's his entire job is to make the bearing. Hey, Kim is our newest paying member. Kim is also the gentleman that owns that knife that I showed you guys on a live feed today. Kim, I want to talk to you about that later, because that heel I cannot align that heel. I don't know how they did it. I don't know how deep they ground that. The rest of the edge has been reprofiled, and I will get it and show you guys. Rest of the edge has been reprofiled, and it's great. 1095 at 67. That sounds like some big brown bear shit right there. You need, and I don't mean bear shit. I mean big brown bear, shit right there. Like, because that sounds like one of his heat treats. So, what was this? Medfords are fun to take apart just because they're picky about not taking shit apart. I don't want to, you know what? I'm just going to leave it be. I'm going to leave it be. I bag on Greg enough. I don't need to help him. He does enough to damage his own business. I don't need to help him. He's got it. So hang on a second. Go grab this knife. and show Kim real time what I'm talking about. So the edge is fine, but they took so much material off on the heel of that. This is such a well-made knife. It's just so sad that the edge was so bad on it. So on this side, everything was fine, nice and clean. I think you saw that. Look at that edge. But on this side, they cut that heel in so far right there that like I can't align that edge. So what I did was I basically left that. And then from like just a little bit in, it's all lined up. So the edge is all lined up. I don't know how they did it. It's so badly dented in. So this has got a mirror-ish edge on it now. And it is really, really sharp. Oh, no. So what I was going to tell you is now it's all polished. That's what I was going to say. If in the future, if you want to, we could recommend. Here's the problem, Ken. This is a Todd Fisher custom. I'm not doing that. I know how much this knife cost. If Ken really wanted, or if Kim really wanted to, what I would recommend Kim do is reach out to Todd and have him take that little area there out. This is an attractive knife. It is so hot spotty though. Like gorgeous though. Like I can't even feel the transition. Most of these transitions, I can't even feel it. I can't even feel it. So yeah, there's one little spot here where they went so deep. I just don't feel comfortable taking off any more material. It just doesn't make any sense. We can address. This is so cool. No, I have not gotten into the devil's lettuce yet. Before anyone asks. Later, David. Polly's here. I wonder what Polly's doing. Polly has got a barbecue channel, as if you couldn't tell from his Purple Heart barbecue. If you guys didn't already hear me talk about Polly's making some stuff that looks pretty good. I've been sharing his stuff on Instagram. So then you sent me, I don't know what was up with the two knives you got. You sent me two knives that had horrible, horrible edges. I also have your Nightmare Grind Tonto Strider. And it also now has a mirrored edge. And I aligned the angles on it. Now this has got, yeah, it is him. This one has got a misgrind. This one has a misgrind, Kim, and I couldn't completely account for it. So I did my best to time it. There's something wrong with the grind of the knife itself. But this tip was real asymmetrical, so I straightened that out. So Greg Medford should run for president. Greg Medford, little fat ass, hasn't run in years. Yeah. Oh, Kim. Also, I put a little bit of graphite. I did the pencil thing because this is a true Strider. It has got some pretty bad lock stick. Click. What was that? Oh, it was just me disengaging the lock on my knife. Oh, it must be a Strider. Yeah. I've actually seen them lock up so tight that you had to wrap tape around a flathead screwdriver, like wrap electrical tape around it to break the lock loose because it's just that tight. I do not agree with you. I do not agree with you. I have some definite conflicting ideas with Mr. Medford, especially when he gets to going on his anti-Asian hate rants that he goes on. And I'm like, bro, Greg, you know my wife is Japanese, right? That's why I stopped talking with Greg. He'd just go on those rants, and then he would get upset with Chinese manufacturing, and he just failed to differentiate, and he just blew it on all Asians, just like fucking throwing it out there. So that's, if you guys want to know, that's my big problem with him. No problem, Kim. Thanks for becoming a member. But I do have to admit, while I do not like his designs, Greg does some of the best CNC machining. He does some of the best OEM out there. Ooh, you gonna do a YouTube video? Okay, so you gotta set it up. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. I'll show you how to change your resolution while you're uploading from Apple iTunes. Tri-State. I prefer budget knives. Well, you can get some really, you know what the nice thing is now, Cole? You can definitely get some higher end, like higher quality budget knives. Bro, do you want to come on? I'll send you a link. We can discuss it. TikTok can take like 20 video clips and sync them together to music. I got like 500 views in a day. YouTube, not so much. YouTube. Honey glazed baby back ribs. I'm not a fan of the honey glazed. Not a fan of the honey glazed. What is this? Who just sent me something? Oh, my sister has the options out here under 100, and I'm cuddled up on the bed with me, the wife, the cat, and you. Oh, I bet your wife just loves that. You know what? Okay, so I was video chatting, and it was before I talked to Polly, because I DM Polly today. Polly looks like he put a beard on with an El Marco, like those great big wide Magnum markers, the black with the fucking tip on them that's like fucking 1.5 inches wide. Polly looks like he put a stencil on his face and colored it in with it, and then just drew like 8 white lines on there. And I was like, is that gray hair? Did your boyfriend fucking pull out and blow in your beard? Any rate, I had a friend. I have a friend that I was FaceTiming with, and that's why I didn't see Polly. Oh, Scotch and things. Just send me an email. There's an email in the description of every one of my videos that goes up, not necessarily the live feeds, but definitely if you find one of my videos, it's right up towards the top. It's like the second or third thing. So anyway, he was like, what are you listening to? I had TV playing in the background and I was sharpening a knife. And he goes, what are you watching? And I was like, I'm watching court cams on A&E. And I was watching Sovereign Citizens. He's like, how come every time I see that show, there's a sovereign citizen and they're on there and they look like, well, you. And I was like, I really don't have anything to argue. So at any rate, Scotch, that's how you do it. Just send me an email. It's Gun Monkey here. I'll even put it in here. I don't know why it's in all caps, but it's in all caps. So there you go. But that's how you do it. But I definitely, I stopped sharpening Kim's knife for a little bit. And then, Polly, be careful. Don't go too far. I'll put you in timeout. Fuck. Now I forget what I was going to say. Polly distracted me. Oh, I sharpened a couple Norsemen today. So what you want me to say? I'll send you a link. Fuck it. Here, hang on a second. I'll send Cole a link. Let's just invite. Fuck Gmail. Mr. Cole. Okay. Cole, I just emailed you a link. So I emailed you a link. So just if you can come in, come in. But I was going to ask you, I don't know what your plans are. I've got Sharif Manganis is going to be on my 2-hour spot for the knife rates feed. He's the designer of this knife, Manganis steel. I'm going to try and have David from. Oh, okay. I think that's illegal, Cole. I'm pretty sure if I remember right from my law enforcement days that's illegal. I mean, on the video. Oh, okay. I thought she was inviting me in for something. I was like, I don't think I can make it, first of all. Second of all, I'm pretty sure there's some laws being broken. But what I was going to say is, if you want to come on too, that'd be cool. It'd be me and you, probably David. I'm going to get Sharif on. So there might be like 3 of us. I've got 2 things I'm giving away on December 3rd. 2 things. There might be a third. I have not decided yet, but I'm giving away an O pen, the O light. This is a really good pin, actually, with the flashlight in it. It's a pin. I'm in my garage. This is my laundry back here. Like, I usually sit over further on podcasts, but I'm getting a green screen. I just haven't got the green screen yet. The green screen is cool because like I've been playing with the green screen. I just have to have the actual screen. So, I mean, I'm just going to keep playing with it. There we go. We could do it this way. But we're going to turn that off. There we go. So I was like, dude, no, I was not a master at arms. What was that? I'm just going to ignore Polly. Just ignore Polly. I can probably stop by for an hour. I need to get some Z's because I have, I was going to say, I know you have the slot the next day. David's going to be on. He'll probably stick around because he didn't get a spot. But at any rate, what I was saying was, so this has already been open, so I'll take it out. This has not even been out of its box. This is that really nice Baton 3 Premium. It has the charger case. It's like that case there that you see. It's like an AirPods case. You charge it up, and then you can charge the battery on your flashlight like 3.5 times is what the paperwork says. But it works really well. It's a really good flashlight, and it has a good battery life. But this pen is really cool because it comes with a refill, charger cord. Pardon me. And then the pin comes out. Oh, I could probably stop that. Pull the pin out. And you have a really nice ink pen. It's actually a really nice ink pen. It writes really well. I just don't need another fucking ink pen. But then you have a flashlight built into it. Oh, Polly. Polly likes to see how much shock he can get away with, how much stuff he can get away with me. And so I've learned over the years that if I just ignore Paul, he'll just stop because he gets no entertainment value. Like, we had this dude named Childs. David Green, Eggs and Ham, another YouTuber. He was on with me the other night. Polly was famous for messing with Childs severely. Like, I'm surprised. Like, the one time I thought he was going to shoot someone. I thought there was going to be an ending of someone. Polly and was it Baker? Was it you and Baker that messed with Childs relentlessly? religiously every day. In their defense, he was a pear-shaped little mangina, but it was funny because Polly would pull Child's locker and tip it and shake it until everything had fallen off the shelf and out of the drawers. Oh, now you're going to be quiet. I watched it and I was like, Child's going to fuck somebody up. Hey, man. Polly's one of my oldest friends, actually, here in San Diego. I got some friends from overseas that I've known longer, but as far as people here in San Diego, Polly's out there with like the ones that I like actually have friends. Like, we talk to each other. Like, if you were to see us interact in public, you're like, those guys are getting fucking arrested. One of them is going to do something to get them both arrested. No, I'm in my garage. Well, you don't have to. It's a giveaway. It's a giveaway on the December 3rd. Like, you don't have to do anything for it. Oh, I still have to. Shit, that's right. I was supposed to send those prizes out tomorrow. I'm not doing a giveaway tonight, by the way, Polly. I watched you. I was like, and then I think it was either you and me or me and Baker. No. Who was the really big dude, Polly, that always had the beard, that always was getting in trouble for it on swings? At any rate, me and this big motherfucker picked on Childs one day so relentlessly that I got called in the Secco's office, and that cat got called into Carpenter's office, and then we both were in Deputy Chief's office. No, because that was Rich. Rich was Deputy Chief then. That's when Rich Carpenter was Deputy Chief of Police. I remember that. I can't think of that big dude's name though. A big monster. Can't ever think of it. Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. So what do you mean you never win? Yeah, you can try. Never say never. A lot of people I never win anything are the people that are like, man, I won something on Mike's channel. I never win anything. Well, you don't have to give anything away. Just do your show. I mean, I'm giving something away because, well, I've got paying members and they've been cool, and I'm trying to get some stuff for where's the fucking knife you won? You said you didn't want it. I still have the text. You're like, keep it. I'll never use it. It's on the shelf. It's going to go as a giveaway again. Too late now. Would you like a spoon? Polly, would you like a spoon so that you can eat my ass? Try not to drop too many F-bombs in the chat, though. I'm not even going. You know what? I'm just going to ignore Polly. I'm just pretending he's not there. Bob MT, also a fairly new paying member. Have any of you guys seen Metal Man Sean in any videos anywhere other than my channel? Because he still officially is the winner of that SOG. And if I haven't heard from him by the end of the month, that one goes back into the drawing. But I do believe, I'm thinking, that I'm going to do. Polly's still texting. I'm just trying not to look. Like, I can see his logo, and I'm like, just don't look. Just don't look. Don't let him suck you in. He's gonna suck you in. He's sucking you in. He sucked me in. Oh yeah, you did. I think I might give away the Scoria on the knife rights telethon thing, but that's one of those ones that's going to be like, it has to be that'd be something I'd be giving away for super chats. I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably just give that stuff away for free. I don't fucking care. I mean, I didn't pay for any of it. The only thing I'm paying is shipping on any of this stuff. I mean, literally, I have shelves full of stuff that has come from Artisan and from subscribers and paying members. What exactly we're doing here? We were talking about knives in the channel. I was like, go cook something. Go cook something. Go cook something, smoker boy. I got a sous vide. I got a smoker. I'm gonna spend a lot of time on something that's not really a business. That's my Polly impression. Hey, yeah. Yes. So, yeah, that's the. See, Polly, you're screwing it up. You're making people leave. I'm trying to think. What else? What else can we talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? We got about an hour here already. I want Polly to come on. Polly, if I send you a link, can you be human and you can tell us your Steve story? If you can act like a normal human being, if you can act like a decent human being that possibly has some upbringing, you come on, you can tell your Steve. Do your Steve's. Come on and tell your Steve story. I won't let you get yourself in trouble. I can't. I'll lose my channel. I got to be careful. Anything you would say that you like, oh, I'm going to say something and get in trouble, it would get me in trouble as well. So you may as well. I sharpened a butter knife to the point where you could shave with it. I actually did a video. I sharpened it, did a video, and then a day later did a video of me shaving with it. So yes, I can sharpen a butter knife. Wait, you can come on in like 15 minutes? Text me your email address. I need your email address for it. I own a Bark River Dissonant. You didn't see the full knife video? I own a Bark River, what one was it? North Country EDC. And Dragon Frost. It was Ruby Frost Dragon Scale with cherry red liners. And it's an S45EN. It was a gift from a guy named Zach, one of the paying members on the channel. I've got several really nice knives that were gifts to the channel. Yeah, the North Country EDC too. That's a good knife. That's right up there with. Oh, hang on a second. It's right over here. It's up there with any other knife I've ever had for outdoor stuff. I've got another one that I would put it up against for outdoor stuff. As far as like large fixed blades, I will say that my Mora companion is still more of an all-around winner because of price and everything like that. So there's this one. And this thing is a beast. It cuts so well. This has processed a lot of cardboard. I would put it up against. Polly text me is. I don't believe. Oh, you guys are in for a treat. My buddy Polly. He looks like a fucking cartoon character. Let's email. No. That's not what I wanted. I'm working on it, guys. Hang on. Two. Oh, there we go. And send. There we go. We invited Polly. So I know I got it. It took a second. I don't know why it took so long. But so in comparison, a knife that I would put that Bark River up against is the Buck 119 Special. It was also a gift. This is really, really good as well. I still think that Bark River is a better all-around outdoor knife. And then, you've got the Cold Steel Pendleton. What is that? A Pendleton Custom Classic. The Pendleton Custom Classic is one that is another one. Like that's like your best like hunting knife. I would say that's hands down probably the best hunting knife I've ever seen is that Pendleton Custom Classic. And then you've got all around outdoor knife, just complete and utter top tier is the Mora Companion. And that's a $19 knife. And that's why it's top tier, because like if something happens to it, not only is it an incredibly good knife, something happens to it, you lose it, you break the sheath, it falls off, you break, you drop it into water and lose the knife, or it gets so rusty, like, because shit like that happens. That knife is carbon steel. That knife can easily be replaced for, let's pull it up here. Hang on. More a companion. That's stainless. I look like they're $19 is what it looks like. They're like $19. Probably going to get you age restricted. The S45VN is sick though. Yeah, S45VN seems to be holding a really, really good edge. I've only sharpened that once. I've only ever sharpened that once. So it, Polly, you better not. Watch Polly show up in like a fucking bra and a tank top. Fucking bows in his hair or some shit. He's recolored. He's got his stencil out. He's recoloring his beard. So the Ultimate Hunter, I believe, is that the Cold Steel? They make that Cold Steel one in 3V. Are you talking about like their version of the Cold Steel Companion? Is that what we're talking about here? The Cold Steel one, Todd? I'm not sure what we're talking about. I don't like the Cold Steel one. It's got like that compound grind. What's this? I've been really impressed with S45 on my Teal Para 3. I only bought it. Exciting. Channel, don't cancel me. Okay. So I know a lot of people love the Para Ordnance 3. I don't love the Para 3. I do like the Para 2. Barbecue. So well, then turn your shit around and face the other way. I don't know what you're gonna do, but Pendleton Hunter. Okay, that's what I have. The classic. I have the Pendleton Custom Classic. We talked about that. Hang on, I'll pull it up here. It's over here in the box in the large milk crate full of fixed blades. It's out here in the garage. It has not gotten put back where it belongs yet. This is the Pendleton Custom Classic. Now, this is a great, great knife for hunting. Like, you could probably make a case for this being like a survival scenario, but I would want something a little bit longer. Like, if I was out in the woods, like bushcrafting, I definitely would prefer to have the larger of the two knives. I honestly would. a lot of times I'm like, yeah, you can get by with a smaller knife. You don't necessarily have to have something that big. Now, if you're hunting, this thing is great, and you could get by with it because it's super, super thick. You can get away with a lot of stuff with this because this is so thin behind the edge. This thing comes down ridiculously thin behind the edge, and it's so sharp. Really good sheath, but you could make a case for this in a pinch, but it's always going to not, it's never going to do as well as the bushcraft, the more bushcrafty of the two. But what I was saying is I like the Para 2. It's just it's a nice size. It's a good knife to, or blade to handle ratio. It's a fairly decent knife. I like the compression lock, and the ones I've seen, the Para 2s, were done well. I don't like the Para 3 because, like I said, it's got almost like a full-size handle with a smaller blade, and I just don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. It looks short and stubby. It's not quite what I want. I liked the Paramilitary 2. The Para 1, the original Paramilitary, was great. You just can't find them anymore. The Para 2, I like it almost as much. And then the Para 3, just like down that scale, it just keeps getting less and less. I'm not a fixed blade guy, but them Winkler knives do look interesting. Winkler knives are nice. Yeah, that cold steel is definitely a great skinning knife. This, I put it here as well. Didn't I? I don't know where it went. There was 3 of them. There was another knife over here that I was going to show you. I still have an old, this is a 21. Mine's still a Sebenza 21. This thing, I did my own custom sharpening on this. This is nuts. This is 600 grit finished on a ultra fine ceramic, and it is shiny, but not super shiny. It's still a little cloudy. This is aggressive. 600 grit on S35EN. Is he coming or what? I don't know what he's doing. But you got the 31s all have that new lock interface. And I'm kind of conflicted on that. I don't know if I like it because I've heard some people talk about lock flex. So like you can go like this and you get some lock flex. So here's Paulie. Brace yourselves. Here comes Paulie.
Yeah.
Oh wow! It like your Purple Heart bounces when you. It's like it's like you're having a butthole spasm.
What are we doing in here?
Huh?
What's going on in here?
I don't know. You were gonna. I wanted you to. I wanted you to tell the Steve-O story.
Yeah. So Steve was this guy we worked with at Lockheed Martin, and he was a very, very odd person.
That's a fucking understatement.
He was
at best.
I don't know if he had any family or what he did. I know he had he was in like the 82nd Airborne, and he had a picture of himself like hanging off of a cliff with like one hand, with like a beret on and like a cutoff shirt,
with the red beret, like the red beret and like shorts and combat boots.
He was literally wearing Daisy Dukes and combat boots and like a fucking like a crop top T-shirt, and like that was like his. I don't know what that was.
So he's wearing full knee high, like old school jungle boots.
Yeah, dude.
Shorts,
like hanging off,
handmade shorts that you could tell, like if he stood up, like the legs weren't going to be even.
Yeah, dude.
A fucking maroon, like almost like sweatshirt that he cut off just below the fucking nipples, and a fucking red beret, just like hanging off a rock. And I was like, what the fuck is?
I remember that fucking picture. It wasn't as good as the kimono picture. Can you share that with everyone?
I don't have it. I don't have it electronic.
Do you not have your own wedding photo? What year did you get married?
I have my wedding photos. They're all in an album. I got married, bro. I got married in 2001. It wasn't digital. We have digital photos, but that computer got stolen. That's why I don't have the photos.
Was it pre 9/11 you got married?
No, post 9/11.
You got married right after 9/11?
Yeah. I got married November 28th. So this week is my anniversary. Next week's my anniversary. When's the 28th?
What are you guys doing for your anniversary?
Nothing, because we actually have two. So the one we celebrate.
What a great husband! Holy shit!
We don't celebrate this one. Because when we got married, we only did the paperwork because we were planning the wedding, the Japanese wedding, but we weren't sure what was going on. It was right after September 11th. We were still standing like crazy amounts of watches, and we were still like Charlie overseas. So we didn't have a lot, and we didn't know what was going on. So we scheduled a wedding the next year. So our actual wedding date is 3/3. So that's the one we celebrate.
Walt Gilbert said he's recreating the Buffalo Bill scene from Silence of the Lambs in front of the mirror. Actually, I've done that before.
Oh, now I have an image that I don't fucking. There is no. I can't even.
When was the last time I saw you face to face when I FaceTimed you? I like how he called me like a cartoon character, and you sounded disgusted by the way I looked.
Oh yeah, you look horrible. You're my friend and all, but Jesus Christ, like you go out in public like that.
Yeah, dude. My girlfriend, I don't know why she deals with me.
I don't know if
she's
I don't know how she does either. And sometimes I wonder if she's just a figment of your imagination. Like, I'm so fucking weird. I imagined myself a girlfriend.
Speaking of girlfriend, where's HPV Diva? She not on tonight?
So I wanted, okay, so the story that I want Polly to tell us. So one day we came in and we had to change the schedule because I had to have Polly come in for an afternoon shift, and you were working a double.
I always work doubles. I worked like 16 hours, and I worked another 16. I made so much money when I was there. It was unbelievable.
Bro, we made so much. We milked Lockheed Martin for so much money because we had benefits, so we didn't.
Yeah, I was just going.
We didn't take any benefits. So the way it worked, guys. So we'll get to the Polly thing. The way it worked was, Polly and I were both. I was retired disabled veteran. Polly was disabled veteran. We had our benefits. We had TRICARE. We didn't have to worry about taking benefits from the company. So what it was everybody else got paid an extra. What was it? They got paid like an extra like $7. We all got paid like a $7 or $9 extra an hour, but it was for our benefits package.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So everybody else was taking like the insurance through the company and shit because they kind of had to. We already had, they were like, you have to have insurance. So either you take it through the company or you provide your own, but that's why we're paying you extra. And so Polly and I didn't have to worry about it because we had TRICARE. And so we were making like $9 an hour more than everyone.
That's so weird. They did it like that. They were just like blowing money. Like people would call in sick and I would just pick up like double. I'd pick up 16 hours on a holiday.
Bro, you were my go-to.
Money.
Like if somebody called in sick, I'm like, I'll call Polly. That motherfucker's a capitalist. He'll work anytime.
Yeah,
he wants to make that
what
money.
What was I going to do? I was just sitting there doing homework or just like watching fucking YouTube. I wasn't fucking, what was I going to do? Like every 20 minutes, like 20 minutes out of every 3 hours, you had to do something. And like, that was pretty much it. That's why that contract went away so fast. I think they realized, they were like, hey, these guys are fucking making way too much money.
Guys, Polly and I I was the supervisor. Polly, what'd you make? Like 27? 28 an hour?
I think somewhere around there, yeah.
I think we did the math. I think you made like 27 or 28. I was making like 35.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I worked every Sunday because I was always there working because I always get called because something would get screwed up. I always get called. And then it was usually either Steve or that other idiot that we had. Smitty, shitty Smitty.
Oh my God.
So we had these two, like, I could not take a day off. Like I took a day off one time. We had to go to the consulate to get my kid's passport, my kid's Japanese passport, because she has to have both. And my wife was going to go back to Japan. I took the day off. I could not get back from LA before they started calling me.
Yeah, that guy smelled incredible.
That was the time that he got into argument with who was the guard. They weren't even They weren't even DOD cops. The AmeriGuard.
How do you smoke that much weed and have that great of a memory? I don't remember anything. I'm pretty sure I got CTE from the war.
I got head trauma. I've always had a really good memory.
But
But
from being a master at arms on a Navy base,
I was not a master at arms. I
head
never was. I was a
trauma.
gunner's mate. I never was a master at arms.
Yeah.
I was a gunner's mate. I went to 95-45 school because back before there was a bunch of master at arms, you had like 1 or 2 master at arms on a command, and then everybody else just went to 95-45, which was basic law enforcement.
Yep.
But no, the time that Polly came in and he came running, he's like, "Oh, a lot of breath, guys. Fucking chasing the girl." That one.
We were all standing around, like the armory was like indoors, and we're standing around, and Steve like just like comes barging in, and he's like out of breath, and he looks like he's been sweating, and like no one knew where he was.
He was late too. He was like 5-10 minutes late. Like I was getting ready to call him.
Yeah, and so basically right there on the spot, I recreated a story in like a version of Steve. I had to run up the hill. I had to get up here. I was chasing a woman through the woods, and she fell down, and I decided to knife her in the back and mutilated her corpse, and and now I'm here at work, showing up, giving 110%.
Let's go check if she's in a toolbox. I just got to make sure that she's actually dead. I don't know. I don't want her getting out.
After shift. Yeah, he was.
So I had been running the range up the hill, guys, for a long time. Polly, I came down. They were like, "You got to go down and see Polly." And you had been working nights or some shit. And I'm like, "All right, whatever." And I come down. And I was like, they keep telling me I got to see Polly, and he had shaved.
Oh yeah.
And grown his hair so fucking long, and he took his hat off, and he had a mohawk.
I had like a fucking 8-inch mohawk.
It was nuts, you guys. It was like 8. It was like I came in the one day and he had spiked it up, and it was like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Polly, you can't look like that, dude."
Literally a government contractor with a fucking massive mohawk, just fucking hanging out like I was asking.
Well, I had the big long fucking goatee and shit, and then they made us shave them, and I was like, "I'm not fucking shaving."
Yeah,
they kept coming. Remember, they kept coming like, "You got to shave that." I'm like, "I'm not shaving it."
That was probably the easiest job I ever had in my life.
Yeah, for you, for me, I had to deal with idiots that could not figure out how to do their goddamn time cards. I'm like,
they still do that,
huh?
They do that where I work at. They fucking can't even figure out how to punch in and punch out. It's like, what's the fucking problem?
Like they signed an agreement. The thing that always pissed me off is I wound up spending my entire Sunday. I got 1 day off a week. I got Saturdays, and I usually still got called because usually it was Steve who fucking, "Can you come out here, talk this guy off a ledge, or just do something?" Like he's got the armory locked up, and he won't let anybody arm up.
He locked himself in an armory one time, like full of guns, and no one could get him out. And it's basically what you think it is. It's a fucking armory, and so like there's no way to get in. And so they didn't know what to do.
Well, he had closed the cage door and then went inside the vault and just refused to even answer him. And I'm like, great, I got this fucking guy inside a room, a bulletproof room full of guns.
Yeah.
I remember, I swear to God, it was you that farted in the armory and closed the door on Greylock.
Yeah.
And like locked it.
I don't
like spun the tumbler. And I was like, what the fuck?
Where is that guy?
Who fucking cares?
I don't talk to any of those people. I don't even remember like most of them. I haven't talked to any of them.
I've talked to Brian a couple times, but so when are you gonna start doing like overnight barbecue deliveries? Like
I don't know
mail
what
out?
do. Right now I'm just like looking around for different things I could do. I'm like just researching. I've only been smoking for like 4 or 5 months, so I haven't even really like fine-tuned.
He's talking about barbecuing, smoking meats.
Barbecue smoking.
Not,
so I haven't really, it comes out good, but there's like little tricks and shit that people do that like you don't even think of, like especially down in like Texas. I watch a lot of Texas smoking videos, and they do like little things like just putting fat tallow on the actual fire itself, and just like creating that kind of that char, and then like wrapping it up with like tallow lined butcher paper, and just like little things like people don't think of, like how long you're going to hold it and things like that. Probably nobody on this channel cares about.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because like I saw a couple of your things you posted up on Instagram. I shared them and they looked really good.
Yeah.
you need to get, you were talking about a knife to cut up meat.
Yeah.
Victorinox, I just thought of it as we were talking. Victorinox has this big, long, skinny blade. It's a knife that a lot of restaurants use for like slicing meat really thin for like Philly cheesesteak and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's really thin.
Like
it looks
pliable?
it looks like a bread knife, but it's not.
Yeah, that's what they usually use is like bread knives, kind of like serrated bread knives.
Yeah, but this isn't. This is just a straight edge, and they're super thin, really sharp.
Yeah. Well, Todd's right. If it's good, I think everyone will be interested. The problem with like trying to like put it on YouTube, I'm like, am I wasting my time? Because it like takes so much time to put out good content. I'm like, what am I even doing here? Like what? Like obviously you want to have like a social media presence, but it's like, dude, it takes so much time. I was like, I could be doing something else. I could be cooking. I could be like writing up a business plan. I could be doing all this other stuff. If it's neat and delicious, everyone is interested.
Bro, have you seen Sous Vide Everything and Guga Foods? That motherfucker's got like that's his job now. Like that dude just cooks meat on the internet.
Dude, what's that chicken place? It's like a national brand chicken place, and all he sells like chicken tenders. It's like, fuck, what's the name of it?
Raising Cane's?
Yeah, dude. What's up with that place? They opened one like 20 minutes from here, and the fucking line was like, all right, can I say the F word? Can I say the F word?
Wait. What F word are you getting ready to say?
No, I was just fucking fuck. Like that's all I've been saying.
Okay,
like,
all right.
You look at me like fucking like my dad and shit. You're like an upset father. You're like Joe Jackson. Relax.
No, like, because if you
don't try to steal my dreams.
If you use the word for a bundle of sticks to describe someone that might have a lisp and wear pink clothes, they'll take the whole feed down. That's why I was like, which F word are you getting ready to say?
No, like, so they opened it like 20 minutes from my house, and the line is just like 60 cars or so. I was like, what are they doing? And all they're doing is like making chicken strips, basically. It's so fucking crazy.
It's actually pretty good though. Like their chicken
sandwich,
that's really good. But do you remember when Sonic's opened up out here at Santee? Do you remember that? That was on the news.
Yeah, and it was like busy.
Like, there was Navy guys who were like, this is some bullshit. Like, I've had Sonic. It's not that goddamn good. I can't get home right now.
No.
You remember all those guys? I mean, it was Rich Carpenter was saying, he's like, if I could just Sonic, motherfucker, it's a drive-in. Jesus Christ.
It wasn't that great. I don't know. It's the new shit. Like, people go crazy when it might have been just because it's new. People are going nuts. What's everyone's like go-to like burger place on here? Because I think it depends on where you live.
I was gonna say, yeah. Well, I don't know.
If you're in Texas, it's got to be Whataburger. California's probably In-N-Out.
Whataburger. I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care who I upset from Texas. Whataburger is a fucking garbage.
Dude, Whataburger is good, dude. You're fucking nuts. It's so good. That shit's good. Out here they eat Culver's for some reason. I don't even know. Homemade burgers.
I don't like Whataburger. I'd much rather have an In-N-Out fucking double.
Yeah, me too. People from here think In-N-Out is nasty for some reason.
That's because they're stupid.
Yeah. That's because they're hillbillies.
Well, like I said, come on. Like I said earlier, I can't say anything about hillbilly. I was talking with a guy and he was like, why do all fucking sovereign citizens I see in these court videos look like you? And I was like,
Jesus.
I mean, you kind of got.
I guess it depends on where you're from. Cue Ball, where are you from? You're from California?
In-N-Out's way better. Yeah. I have to agree.
I agree, but I like Whataburger too.
I'm not saying it, but it's not great though. Like it's like in a pinch, I'd eat it. I'll tell you, the best burger I ever had was at the Cattleman's Ranch Steakhouse in El Paso, Texas. Good God, that was the best burger I've ever had.
Where?
Cattleman's Ranch in El Paso, Texas.
Hmm.
Kurt's got it. I'll take Five Guys over a Whataburger any day.
Yeah. So if you want to smoke, or A&W is actually good too. They have A&W. They have A&W in Wisconsin. I don't think they have any around me. So like, yeah, Southern Illinois or Western Kentucky. Yeah, I know. I've seen stuff online about Southern Illinois having some good stuff, and Chicago maybe has some good stuff. I just haven't been down there.
Wendy's when you need to get a Baconator.
Baconator.
Oh, I used to go there because we had a unit out there that we were responsible. We had a reserve unit out there. We were responsible for the training and everything. I was there so often. One time I was like, I'm pretty sure I don't want a fucking steak tonight.
Yeah. Culver's, I don't know. I think people just Culver's is just, they make like this butter burger. I mean, it's good, but like, I don't know, people like hype it up like it's incredible. And I guess because I grew up on In-N-Out, I'm just more favorable towards In-N-Out. Five Guys is good too.
Because I grew up back Midwest and it was Hardee's.
Yeah.
I like Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. too.
Carl's Jr. is pretty solid. But I mean, I haven't been going to any fast food places because there's so many. Like I'm down here in San Ysidro now, so I'm a lot closer to the border. There's so many little mom and pop fucking shops around, like to get stuff. There's a little burger shop up here on the corner, right across from a little brewery and tap room. Dude, their burgers are like, I wouldn't go to like Carl's Jr. I'd go straight up there. And then there's Annie's Burgers in Claremont. That shit's bomb.
The other night, like a couple weeks ago, I made burgers out of beef cheeks. So like I trimmed up you get these beef cheeks. They look so nasty, but you can trim them up and they're actually good. And then you take all the extra like little pieces and you just grind it into burgers and it tastes good. I mean, it tastes like a burger.
Why aren't you showing your face? Is it because I said you look like a cartoon character?
Yeah, dude, it's just weird to me. Like at work when people do that too, like when one person's on camera and everybody's just like off camera, I just think it's kind of weird. I don't know.
Man, when did you develop all these weird hang-ups? I don't remember that. I remember the dude that just giggled his ass off when he tipped over Childs' locker that time.
Dude, oh man, all of his shit. He had like a jar of like change that he'd been saving like his whole fucking adult life.
I heard you shake and you're like, tip it. And you're like, wait, I hear change.
Dude, I would collect the change at the bottom and wait for the change to fall out of the fucking bottom. And then I would just take it to the vending machine and just grab snacks.
I was like, just saying, I was like, you shook it and you're like, wait, I hear change. And you took it further and just shook the shit out of it. There was like quarters and shit falling out.
Yeah, it was a good time.
God, no one.
Dude, one time he tried to reach into my my lunch box and I bit his arm. He was like, "Ow, man! You fucking bit me, man!"
Hey, man. Oh, that poor pear-shaped fool.
Freeze frozen custard.
Was it? Oh, you remember that time that he got sent over to the Navy Lodge and they were going to arrest that dude, and it wound up being MA2 Pierre or MA1 Pierre that did all the work. Like she fucked that dude up, and like Child's like kind of just like stood back and was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I remember when she, I think it was her. Remember that crazy ass dude who worked on the base? He was like a contractor, and he had a tattoo that said "I kill terrorists." I was like, whoa. Calm down, bro. Save some pussy for the rest of us. Like, Jesus. No, but like he was like, they called her over there, and I remember like I think I had already downloaded, so I didn't have a weapon on me or anything. And I like ran over there. She was about to get her ass beat, and like a bunch of people just like jumped in.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember the time she pepper sprayed a dude at the front gate.
Yeah, probably for no reason. She's an idiot. Yeah, we got Dairy Queen. We had Dairy Queen in California. We also have it in Illinois as well.
Yeah, we had Dairy Queen in Ohio and all those places. We had A&W growing up where I was at, and I remember it always being really, really good.
Yeah, I used to get that peanut butter parfait. Now I go back and it's like $8 for that shit, and you like don't get any food.
The last time I went anywhere, I was so just like, I'm like, this doesn't taste at all like I remember it. I was like, well, maybe it's because I had COVID, but I don't know. Why does this taste so much different than I remember it? I'm like, oh, it's because it sucks now and the portions are smaller and they've changed it. Like, oh, well, we changed the ingredients. It's the same thing. And I'm like, then why is it fucking taste?
I don't know. I went out to a fine establishment, like probably the best this area has to offer. So I went to Chili's for Veterans Day, and dude, like half the place was empty, and there's like no one. There's no one
working.
Yeah, there's no one working, and like the guy, it was just ridiculous. Yeah,
I think
it's just like
the drunkest I ever got in uniform Like I've been like drunker, but you know how drunk when you get drunk in uniform, you know how bad it can get.
Yes.
Like on an airport layover or something, going somewhere.
Yes.
Drunkest I ever got was at a Chili's in Bangor, Maine.
Perfect.
On our way to lodges in Portugal. Because we were heading to Iraq and they took us up and over that way. And I was like, God, I was still hungover by the time we got to Portugal. I woke up and I'm like, God, I don't feel good. I feel bad.
I remember when I called in. I called in. I was in service and I was going to the gas station over there, like across the train tracks.
Oh yeah,
and
over the exchange.
And there was like this. I just see like this white object on the floor by the gas station, and it's just like covered in morning dew because it's like 4:30 in the morning. And I drive up slowly, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" It's a fucking sailor, dude. He's just like sleeping on the floor.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like talking to him, and like, I don't know. And then Speech came over, and he was all roided out, and he was like fucking with him. And then like Speech got him all pissed off, and I was like, hey, I was trying to tell him to just relax. I was like, we're gonna take you back to your room, man. Just hang out and just chill for a second.
No, then Speech showed up and fucking decided that he wanted to get this guy all wrestled up.
Looking like the great Khali, fucking started fucking this guy up. And I was like, all right, guys, guess we're taking your fucking ship. You just got arrested. I mean, it was kind of 50-50. So they were both idiots. What's actually like the pig fries? What's the pig fries?
Pig fries?
Yeah, or some pig fries.
Where'd you see that?
That was probably your mom's name in prison.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good one. That one made me laugh so hard. I saw the little spots.
Nah, dude, nothing likes the HPV diva. I think I was like literally sitting there fucking laughing my ass off, waiting for you to read it. And then as soon as you started reading, I knew that was what you were reading.
Did you see my face go from like like it was watching like you were watching someone have a seizure in slow motion? Fuck. So back to the cooking of food, and the reason I'm asking is, when are you going to make something and fucking overnight it to me?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the problem. Is it's so fucking hard. I mean, you could just I'd have to make something that's worthwhile, like a whole brisket. Like
I would say, you'd have to fucking freeze it and pack it in dry ice and then ship it straight, and then I'd have to just warm it back up in the oven. Yeah,
there's people that do that though. There's this place in Texas I know does it, and he makes like ridiculous brisket. Fucking people wait like 6 hours in line to get his food. Yeah. It's so fucking crazy.
There's actually a pizza place there in Great Lakes area. They may not do it anymore, but you can order a fucking one of their deep dish pizzas to be made, frozen, shipped to you, so you can cook it at home.
Yeah, they do that. I think Giordano's does that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's Giordano's.
Yeah. And Lou Malnati's probably does that. They do
that. I don't care.
Giordano's
is that's if you want deep dish pizza, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah,
that's the place. So good. It's so fucking good.
I remember I was flying to Scranton one time, and Pennsylvania, and this dude got on the Scranton. There was this dude got on the fucking plane with like 2 big ass pizzas, and he was like bringing them to whoever he was going to see. He was like bringing 2 deep dish pizzas.
2 deep dish pizzas to Scranton, all the way from fucking Chicago.
Yeah, he flew it all the way over there.
He was banking that that big girl he met online was going to want pizza. I'm sorry. I'm getting some tonight.
Mike, where are all your fans from, dude? Are they all like mostly West Coast, kind of in the Midwest too? Like, do you have them just spread out all over? Anybody overseas?
Yeah, I think Todd, are you in? Well, there's a couple people in Canada. There's a couple people in Australia. Oz is in New Zealand. People up in Northern California. A lot of people like out where you're at. I share a lot of. I would say Todd's in Canada. That's what I thought.
Oh, nice.
That's not really another country. actually,
Kurt's 10 minutes from Scranton.
Scranton. I live in Scranton. Jealous?
Dude, Scranton is so run down, man.
Scranton is a
terrible looking. Oh my
Scranton
God.
is a shithole. But then again, everything in that little corner of that whole little corner.
There's some nice little spots around there. There's some nice, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty nice, I guess. But they're Scranton.
Who are you lying to? I'm from just up the road. Like I'm in southeast corner of Ohio.
Yeah, but like, there's gonna be nice spots no matter where you are. Like, it can't all be shit.
I don't know. Have you been to most places in California?
New Brunswick, Canada.
Yeah, I was gonna say a handful of people here.
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
Yeah, dude.
Kurt knows.
That's where that dude shot his neighbors. Remember that video?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I know over how they were shoveling the sidewalks, and I'm like, good God, like I have temper problems, but geez,
yeah,
well, take it down a notch, bro.
My neighbors. I got neighbors only on one side, and he's like an old man. I usually like do some of his driveway for him.
I like down here, my neighbors, well, they just don't even bother. I was like, I was telling my sister, I was like, man, I hope it doesn't happen like when we moved into the other place. And I was like, babe, the neighbor said hi again. It's like twice. I think we need to move.
What?
That's all. When we first moved into our old place, the neighbors were all like, hi, and wanted to meet you and shit. And I'm not into that. I don't give a fuck. Like you just have a house next to mine.
You're such a weirdo. Everybody here like waves and says hi to each other. And
yeah, shit. And I'm like, the second time it happened, I'm like, babe, I think we gotta
get out of here. These people are crazy.
I can't take this.
You're a piece of shit. They're your neighbors. Just fucking wave at them. Oh, what's this guy doing waving at me? Fuck him. Like, what the fuck?
Babe, I think we need to move. This guy's trying to be social. I don't talk to these people.
Yeah, dude, I got rid of the shovel. I just got a snowblower, and I don't even try to shovel.
I mean, have you been getting as much snow as usual though?
Last year we got a lot of snow. We had that what was that called? That Arctic chill where it was like negative 35, and they were like telling people like, hey, don't even leave the house. Like,
and then it didn't even snow.
It didn't snow because it was so fucking cold. It was like negative 35, and like they were like, if your car breaks down and we can't get to you in like 10 minutes, you're gonna die pretty much. So don't even leave the house.
When I was out there in '92 for school, when I graduated boot camp and went to A school. I was out there for a year. We had one of the coldest winters I've ever seen. I'm from that part of the country, and I had never seen it get that cold. They had like you tried to call a taxi. Because I had my girlfriend at the time was in town. She had come up to visit and stayed in a hotel up there just outside of the base. You couldn't get a taxi because when the taxi drivers would go out to start their cars, the batteries had exploded. Like you couldn't. There were no cars on the road, and it hadn't even started snowing yet. It was just literally like minus 20 degrees.
Yeah, that's crazy. Here it gets ridiculous. Like I think the Midwest is like the worst place in the entire country as far as the weather. It's just
because you have both extremes. You got the super hot summers, the freaking really, really wet springs where everything floods, and then that fucking brutal, bitter cold fucking winter.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. See, where I live, people. What are you leaving me here for? This isn't even my channel. What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? Oh, hey everyone. We could talk about knives. Where I live, people wave as you pass them driving down the road. See, that's how it should be. Like, it shouldn't be. You should be cool with all your neighbors. I mean, you got to live next to them, so you might as well just wave at them and be cool with them. I'm cool with like all my neighbors. So
I'm cool with them. It doesn't, want to fucking talk to them. And
just wave at them. You don't even talk to them. Actually, when I'm outside smoking, people often stop and they'll ask me like, "Do I do this for a living?" I was like, "I fucking wish, dude."
I'm just kidding. I like my neighbor that we share this garage wall. I'm pretty sure that he's in because he hangs out in his garage a lot too. Because he's got like a chair and shit out there. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that this motherfucker hears me. He's like, what the fuck is that goddamn cowbell in his fucking garage? What the fuck is he? He's like, I know he's over there. He's thinking like,
yeah, calling your wife to dinner, huh?
I know he's thinking like Clerks 2, the donkey show and the fucking thing. He's like, he's got a fucking cow over there.
I don't know.
He's doing something to it. But no, I actually like him. He's a mechanic. He's gonna do the we're changing the serpentine belt in my car weekend after Thanksgiving.
What are you drinking on?
Corona Especial.
Ugh.
In a pipe fitters union koozie. If there's any pipe fitters out there,
dude, all your viewers have great neighbors and love talking to their neighbors.
I don't dislike talking to neighbors. We just have different schedules. I'm just not a real social person. Like, I'm cool with this.
You're an antisocial pig.
Yeah, that's why we get along.
So they're not
in Cali, I haven't talked to my neighbor much. When we lived in Virginia, I talked to the whole neighborhood. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't. I have very different political views than most of the people out here in California. We're not going to get any further into it than that. We're not going to start a conversation about.
Tell us more.
But that's all I'm gonna say. Like that's why I don't. That's why I don't engage in conversations with my neighbors, because eventually that's going to turn into I may have had an extra beer that day, and then we get into a big fight about politics. Even know why, I don't want that.
I don't even know why people argue about that stuff. It's like, you're not going to change anyone's mind. What's the point?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's this? Where I grew up, people had signs: trespassers would be fed and put up for the night. Like put up like on a hook. Jesus walks.
No, like put up like on a hook.
You knew where that was going, didn't you, Polly?
That was good. That was some good wordplay there, Mike.
He's like, no, Mike, don't do it, don't do it.
Had signs that said trespassers. That's so weird. Can you imagine, like, you're just like breaking into someone's house and they try to feed you and like give you a bed?
I don't know. We had a sign that said trespassers will be shot, survivors will be shot again. We had one that said trespassers will be persecuted, survivors will be prosecuted.
Yep.
And then I had a sign on my door here at the house that said the door you're about to kick in, or no, it was the old house. I had the HOA made me take it down. It's like the door you're about to kick in was locked for your protection, not mine. And the HOA didn't like it, made me take the sign down.
Yeah, I'm sure they didn't. Juno, do you live like on a farm? That would be great, dude. You just like raise your own animals and then just murder them for food.
It's not called murdering. It's called slaughtering.
Yeah, it's basically murder.
I might actually talk to my neighbors like 3 times a year, but when something actually happens that disrupts our life, they bring you food. And if you're from where I'm from, you're going to get crunchy green beans. You're going to get crunchy green beans with bacon. Oh, we're so sorry about your grandma, but I made you some crunchy green beans with bacon. You're like, but I don't want crunchy green beans. I want like sauteed green beans. I don't want them crunchy. Like, that's the worst thing ever. I made you some crunchy green beans.
You're such a piece of shit. You're just like, yeah, can you take these back? Like, and make them
crunchy? Could you actually fucking cook them, you lazy?
Can you take these back and make them crunchy for me?
Again.
Who has the most? Huh?
I was reading one of these. What's up?
I was going to say, who has the most knives or guns in this room?
Ooh. Well, we can't really talk about pew-pews. YouTube doesn't like that.
Okay.
Knives? Okay, I did 7 videos, and in each video, I brought out knives. The shortest video was 15 minutes. The longest was 32, and I was giving each knife about 2 minutes. So, like, I literally have 2 milk crates full of knives out here in the garage. Plus a hard-sided case that's got $10,000 worth of knives in it. Because that's a $1,200 knife. That's a $1,000 knife. That fucking couple more $1,000 knives down here. I mean,
what the fuck? Cue Ball, you have 212 knives? Dude, what are you doing with all those, dude? Like, seriously, what are you going to do with all these fucking knives, man?
Bro, Paulie, I will forward my friend Adam went to the California Art Knife Exposition or Art Knife Expo or whatever it was. And he was bidding on knives that, no joke, were going for like $110,000, $120,000 per knife.
Why?
They're art knives. They were like your classical, like intricate ivory or mammoth bone, mammoth tusk handle that's all like highly engraved, the polished dagger blade with the scroll work on the guards and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like shit you see in movies. It's nuts. Then there's that side passion you haven't probably seen yet. I probably got a couple here. The ink pens. There's guys that buy a pin from the guy that makes this knife. Some of them are $800-900 for an ink pen. Anybody here got a Saga? Anybody got a Saga? The Saga Norseman pen? And if you do, how much did you pay for it?
Hubal knows someone who has a few thousand knives. What's like the most expensive knife that's ever been up for sale?
Oh, I don't know. There's the gold King Tut dagger. I saw a $12,000 production knife at the Cali Custom Show. It was all inlaid, and it was a $12,000 folding knife like this. So it gets nuts, dude. Like, you'd be surprised. The knife community, the knife hobby is every bit as expensive. Like, there's guys that there's guys that will spend more on a knife than most pew pew guys will spend on a pew pew.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, I spent more on this knife than I did on my Sig Sauer.
That's crazy. If you wouldn't have told me about this, like, I wouldn't even have known people did this stuff with knives, man. I had no idea. And then you told me about it, and I was just like, what? Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
I go to knife shows, meet knife makers and shit like that, do interviews and shit. It's fucking blast.
They have like expos and shit like that. And
I'll tell you what, like, there's something I used to equate it. Knife people and non-knife people are like people that stand up to wipe versus people that sit down. They both exist, but very rarely does one know that the other does. Like I didn't know until just recently. I didn't know that there were people that stood up to wipe their ass.
I don't stand up to wipe, but I usually, I don't know. I like to wipe back to front, really. I mean, I think it's for my body frame. I think I've developed a good technique that keeps it off, the good parts. But
okay. No, I have a story to go with this. You'll get.
I literally I don't want to talk about it too much, but it just works for me. So when I this is before I met my wife, I used to go out and meet chicks, and we had this little place. It was like a Dutch village. It's called Hastenbos. It's in Japan. It's out near the one housing area, and you would go out there, and they have all kinds of like restaurants, like European restaurants. They have Italian restaurants and stuff like that. And it was really cheap. If you were military, basically you just had to show your ID, and then you had to pay for food. And if you wanted to ride rides, you had to pay per ride. If you didn't have a ticket. So anyway, we would go out there all the time, but they would bring chicks, and they'd bring people to work from Europe, from Germany, and like Dutch people and the Netherlands, and they were all around there. So we would go there to meet like the new chicks that had come into work for the summer from Europe. And so I went with my buddy Eric, and he's an idiot. And he talked a lot like this, and you would talk to him, and you point out something like, "What color is that?" If it was yellow, he'd be like, "Oh, that's yaller." Just your typical backwoods hillbilly, right, Paul? Mm-hmm. Like you.
Yeah. So anyway, we had met these girls at Hassenbosch, and they worked there, and they were working the equestrian stuff. They were both horse riders. We met these girls, and they were really, really cute. And we had talked them into letting us go back to their dorm because they had dormitories for the workers. So we go back, and these two share a room, and we're in a room, and we're and it's one of those ones that's almost like a barracks room where like it's split, but the top is open for air ventilation. So I could hear everything that's going on the other bed, right? So I had already gotten done. I was laying there, and I'd had a cigarette, and me and the other girl were talking, and we're getting ready to do it again. And all of a sudden I hear Eric on the other side. Apparently he had just got to the point where he was ready to do the deed. Like, he's a slow starter. And over this divider, I hear Eric go, "God damn, what'd you do? Wipe the wrong way." apparently he went down on her and he was not impressed with what he caught a whiff of. And so I start laughing and they kicked us both out.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between guys. Like girls, I think girls have, I don't know. It's like, it's definitely both a unpleasant surprise because girls could have that smell and guys could just have that Mike Emler wiener. And that's definitely a problem for everybody.
That's not even the best part of it. So we get kicked out of their room. It's raining and my car is now locked in the overnight parking at the amusement park. It's like 2 a.m. We got a good 6 hours before I can even get my car out, and it's raining and it's cold. And I'm looking at Eric and I was like, why did you even have to fucking say anything, dude? And he goes, well, you didn't have to laugh. And I was like,
with your annoying fucking loud ass laugh too.
Dude, he said it. I laughed so hard my ribs hurt. Like I was like, oh my God. What'd you do? Wipe the wrong way?
Jesus. Couldn't even imagine making love to a man who sounded like that. What a nightmare. What a desperate woman. Oh my God. Imagine what her father thinks of her. Unbelievable.
Why do you think I still have an accent. It's in there. I just don't, I don't let it out because I got tired of getting looked at. You know, the second somebody hears you open your mouth, you sound like this, they immediately start subtracting IQ points.
What are you hanging up back there?
It's clothes.
You have a dryer?
We don't use it. It's so hard on your clothes. I've got clothes that I've had.
What do you have, like fucking custom made Italian suits? What are you talking about? Put your shit in the dryer.
I'm a cheap bastard. No, the dryer costs electricity and it ruins your clothes.
What the fuck?
We got Santa Anas out here,
bro.
It
doesn't ruin anything. I've had a pug shirt for like 10 fucking years. It's got holes all in it. I still wear it.
No, I do. I do. It's back here.
Would you say you have a Santa suit you wear when you go out hunting? For people. Hunting fucking people.
Where is this? What am I missing?
Dude, yeah, address the chat, man. These guys are going wild over here.
I'm like, I don't see anything about, well, it doesn't always, back to front is not good for females. That's where I'm at.
Right. That's what he was, yeah, that's pretty much goes in line with my story.
I showed up at the right time.
How do you say that? Cow.
Cow.
With a big D.
Well, we got like 15 minutes left. Dude, were you at the range that time? Were you at the range or were you down at the armory the time that me and fucking Scott were riding the office chair down the hill from the range?
Yeah, you guys are fucking stupid. I remember when the NCIS guys came and like we shot their MP5s. That was my favorite thing.
Yes.
Can't talk about that. I mean, we had air, we had water guns, and we squirted each other, and everybody's white T-shirts got wet and all their.
Yeah, but we had fun. It was good. It was good. And then then Bridgewater decided he was going to clean up that range with no fucking.
And then you got the Forrest Whitaker eye because he fucking inhaled so much lead throughout a fucking 2 years. Didn't like the EPA come out?
He got lead poisoning so bad it broke his fucking eye.
Dude, the EPA came out and shit, and they were just like, yeah, we have like Chernobyl levels of fucking lead in this place, dude. Like, you guys can't work here.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like, I don't got a problem. And like a year later,
shut our range down for fucking lead because we all had lead poisoning. I went and got my lead levels checked. Everybody else was like, "Good God, their level levels are so high," and they were like, "Yours aren't." I'm like, I built up an immunity. I ate a bunch of a bunch of paint chips when I was a kid.
He was trying to like, I don't know if he was trying to sue him, but like, he should have just showed up in court with that stroke face with that thing he had. Where is he? See, I never follow up.
I don't know, but I literally just put beer out of my nose and it fucking.
Yes. Give the people a show. Take that shirt off, Michael. Yeah, he texted me and I was just like, I don't know, we were talking like small talk, but we really didn't have anything to talk about. So really didn't talk about anything. You know, when people text you like in like 2 years, you're like, "What's up? How are you?" And like what are you gonna talk about? You have nothing to talk about.
You're about the only person. I talk to Brian every once in a while, but you're about the only person I talk to. And fuck, I mean, shit, we'll go a couple of weeks before we talk. I mean, it's like right now we're in that, like, it's in blocks, guys. Like Polly will like email and text me every day or text me and call me like every day. for like a month, and then I don't fucking hear from him. He doesn't even read my text. He doesn't respond. Then it's like a month or so. Then I don't
fucking
hear anything
overwhelming. You're over fucking whelming, dude. Like I'm like busy and you send me like fucking 22 texts like in an hour, and then it's just like I don't respond, and like 4 hours later I got like 20 more, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
You don't know how to use Do Not Disturb, bro?
Yeah, I do, but then it's like I'm not gonna go back and read all your texts. Like I'll read the last one, and if that one's not good, then I'll just be like,
nothing I send you is ever worthwhile. It's always just goofy memes I find on the internet.
Yes, goofy. When you doing that chip challenge thing, dude, these guys, like when I jumped off last time, these guys would put up like $150 for you to eat a fucking chip.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about before you came on. I got to figure out when I was gonna do it. I was gonna do it on the 3rd, but it's kind of, I don't think that's kind of fair because that's a telethon thing that I'm doing. I have the midnight to 2 spot that I'm hosting. It's for Knife Rights. It's like a fundraising telethon for them. And it's going to bounce from YouTube to YouTube channel for 24 hours. And if I'm collecting like money for because it's for my, it's a fun, I'm going to eat that chip as a fundraiser for my daughter's ice skating. And so it's kind of not fair for me to like do that during the middle of a fundraiser for a cause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a dick move.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to do it the weekend after the 3rd. I don't know. I just like fucking, it's so bad. I know how bad it is. I ate one before.
Is it really bad? Is it worse than like being pepper sprayed?
Bro, it's Carolina Reaper and it's Carolina Reaper and Pepper X. Like it's the 2 hottest peppers in the fucking world.
What is the Mateo Jerky Challenge?
Mateo Jerky Challenge.
Sounds like some sort of sex act. I don't even know if I want to. I don't even know if I want to Google it.
It's bad.
Yeah, see, it is. What kind of sex act is it? Oh God.
No, I'm not saying that. No, he's talking about the chip. He's talking about the chip I have. It's the new. I did the one in 2018, and it was just a ghost chili, and like fucking it was scorpion and ghost chilies on that one, and like literally I ate it, and I like sat and almost cried for like 30 minutes. And the whole time I was like, I regret every decision in my life that has led me to this moment. I regret all of them.
It's like basically like an episode of Hot Ones, like how they do
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad. And I mean, like I get heartburn when I eat anything. I'm like, this is gonna fucking kill me. But I am gonna do it. I said I was gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I've got Zantac and all kinds of shit that I can take.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that helps with it. Maybe after, but like while you're doing it.
Oh no, nothing.
My buddy kept eating hot sauce, and he would go to Buffalo Wild Wings, like that, and he would eat that shit, and then he got a big ass ulcer, and the guy literally couldn't eat anything or drink like anything but like sips of water for like a month
until it healed.
Oh yeah, he was like he said he was in so much pain. 10 times worse than the Carolina Reaper sauce.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nuts. that thing is like, it's like 1 million or 2 million Scoville units or something on one chip. That's like I saw a dude eat it and then rub his nose, and I was like, oh, he fucked up. And all of a sudden you saw him like, my nose, it's in my nose. And I'm like, I saw that.
Yeah. Dude, I ate some mango habanero wings like a couple weeks ago, and like the back of my fucking head was sweating. Like the back of my head, I was like, "What is going on with these? This is fucking crazy."
I've got a buddy. It's a SEAL, and we used to do this fucking thing where we would eat the spiciest pepper in the world back and forth, take turns. And I got the ghost chili, and I ate it, and I put it in my mouth and chewed it up, and immediately regretted my decision. I was like, I have done much smarter things than this. But you don't want to lose a bet to that dude because he's a dick with shit like that, like. And I knew I had one coming because he lost a bet to me, and I made him wear a pink Tony Romo jersey in Hillcrest.
Yeah.
Like this ripped up buff SEAL, and like I made him go do that. And I was like, if I don't eat this ghost chili, I'm gonna have to do something horrible. Yep. And so I was like, it's just better. So but I ate it, and then he comes back and I was like, oh hey, guess what? They have the new hottest pepper in the world, and that was the Carolina Reaper. And he ate it. And he was like, oh my God, Like he just laid there. Like I've never seen. He just looked terrified. He just like laid on the floor and was like, he's like, my breath is so hot.
I was on a YouTube rabbit hole one time and I saw like they did those pepper challenges, but like they would keep eating them and eating them, dude, and they would like compete against each other. And these people were just like, I don't know. I was like, what do you? They got like $1,000 if they won, and I was like,
that's coming out. You know that, right?
What?
I mean, it's coming out. Like that pepper is not like if they don't throw up, which is just going to be like eating the pepper over again. So you don't want to do it. So you fight throwing. And this is that conflict you have when you eat really spicy shit. It's like if you throw up, you're going to get all that capsaicin again. It's just like you ate it again. So you fight throwing up to a point where you're like, oh, I should have thrown up. My mouth already burns. And you're like, oh, it's too fucking late now. That's coming out of me.
Out of your ass.
Yeah. Another very sensitive area.
What is this Mateo jerky challenge, dude?
Look it up. Hang on.
I'm going to look it up on my phone.
I was going to look it up on the computer.
It's the back end where the bill comes due. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell myself on Taco Tuesday.
I don't know if you know this, but you have taste buds in your butthole. You do, but they're very, very distinct. They only can taste hot stuff.
I think I've told you this before, but you're like an encyclopedia of like useless fucking information. Like I don't even know how it's possible. Like, hey, Mike, what's the meaning of life? You're like, fuck if I know, but did you know your asshole has taste buds? like
you don't actually. You don't actually have taste buds in your asshole. It was a joke.
Oh,
because I'm just saying, like, if you eat really spicy shit and it comes out, it definitely feels hot on the back. You're like, that's exactly what it tasted like in my mouth. But no, I honestly have to say, if I ever like dug up a genie and I rubbed the lamp and it gave me one wish, that one wish would be for you to have taste buds in your butthole.
Yeah, yeah, maybe.
That would just make me happy because I would just lay there and giggle. Like 3 times a day, just knowing that like at least once a day you tasted that. I would just be doing something, be like,
yeah.
Did you find it? Did you find this Mateo?
I don't see it. I don't see a specific Mateo jerky challenge. I just Googled it. So it might be, I don't know.
Bro, have you ever watched that Matt Stoney's YouTube channel, the world champion competitive eater?
No.
Dude, you should go watch that. That's another one of those YouTube that you'll just be sit back and you're like, how the fuck did he eat that much food?
Yeah.
Like, literally watched him like eat like 6 pounds of French fries one time. And he had burgers and shit with it. I was like, what in the
They literally like the day before they like don't eat anything and then they drink like a gallon of water to expand their stomach as much as possible. Kind of like what your mother does with semen.
That's a good one. I wasn't ready for that.
Dude,
I wasn't ready.
I wanted to use you didn't let me finish that joke earlier that I put down.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What is it for next time?
No, go for it.
Yep.
So Stacy's saying that Mateo is one of our friends in the knife community from I've done it again. I kicked myself out of the.
Dude, I didn't even know what was going on. I was just sitting here. I thought I got kicked out.
What happened? Where'd he go?
I was like, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that? If you swipe right on the trackpad, it takes you back to the green room area where where you put all your information in.
Yeah.
But no, Stacy was saying that Mateo is dude from Arizona in the knife community, knife hobby thing. Classic semen joke. That was good. I wasn't ready for that one. Glad I did not have a mouthful of beer again. Fucking. Oh, Do you know who I was talking to the other day?
Cool.
I talked to Ronnie Barrett, and we were laughing about. Now you get a kick out of this because Julian was not your favorite person, even though I love Julian. We were talking, huh?
What happened to Julian?
Julian died.
Jesus, are you serious?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I think you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You told me like a while ago. I don't remember.
So anyway, we were talking about it, and he was like, "Hey, man, you know Ronnie." He's like, "Hey, you remember that time?" And he was yelling. So I'm not going to keep doing that. So we were out at, we went to go walk the fence line at Balboa before they had cleaned up, because they had never done any cleaning of that fence line before we took over security out there. And so as physical security, we had to go out and make sure all the fence line stuff was up to par. And so they had cleaned all this up, and it was just this steep ass hill. And Ronnie and I were like, I'm not climbing up that, dude. Like, there's no way to get up. We're going to have to go around. They got to clean this up some more. It's too bushy, too hilly, too rocky, too nasty. They haven't done anything up here yet. He's like, fuck it, I'll go. And you need big fat motherfucker. He goes to waddling up that hill, and his feet slipped, and he fell on his stomach and then rolled backwards and rolled down the hill, and he split his pants all the way from like the belt loop to the zipper. And he's like,
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Huh?
I have no idea who you're talking about right now.
Julian Granado.
I have no idea who that is.
That's the dude that was the site lead from over at Coronado for a while, the big fat dude, and then took physical security over at Point Loma, or I mean at 32nd Street with me.
Yep.
You don't fucking remember?
I don't know what dude. I got CTE from the war. You know how many fucking explosions I was around? Jesus Christ. Rattled my fucking brain a few fucking times, if you don't mind me saying. Jesus.
Well, I'm pretty sure
I too fucking political in here for you, but like,
I'm pretty sure the coke and everything didn't help.
I know for a while there, like Lockheed Martin crew got a fucking good streak of DUIs.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Like, oh yeah,
we legit could have gotten. There's like potential for 4 DUIs just out of that crew that we were with that night. And like the car I was in, like it was Don driving it, and he just fucking.
Are you talking where? Up at
It was in El Cajon.
Yes.
Yeah, and like Bill got one. He didn't say anything until later, but he got one. And then Don was just fucking drunk, and he was just driving through red lights. And I was just like, one eye open, all jacky-eyed.
Was that Don Liker?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh?
Giving out first and last names for all these guys now?
Well, it's Paul Mancino, me and you.
Like
they fucking know who he is. It's not like I'm doxing him. I'm like, with his home address of this. I'm not doing that. Then who was the black kid that worked with us that got stabbed at fucking claim jumpers
dude,
of all fucking places?
Yeah, that fucking his name was Hector. That guy, we got all fucked up at his house, and he had like his girlfriend there. His girlfriend, I don't know, his girlfriend seemed like she hated him or something. She probably did. I think they broke up. He moved. I don't know where he works at. He contacted me like a year ago, but I remember we were drunk, and then he had like this nice clean ass house, and somebody went down the stairs when we were all fucked up. There was like 4 of us drinking there, and they had like this dirty ass hand, and they like wiped it like all down the fucking side. There's this big ass like handprint with like a black streak from the top of the staircase all the way fucking down. And he was so fucking pissed. He didn't see it until the next morning, but he was so fucking pissed about that.
Well, did Dominic go with you guys that time?
Yeah, he was there with us.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I remember because I didn't go because I fucking had I had to be fucking home. I had the kid. But I remember Dominic telling me about it. He's like, bro, like somebody smeared something all the way down the wall at fucking Hector's house. And I was like, what? And he goes,
yeah,
man.
I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was fucking funny when he was telling me about it. He was convinced it was me, which I'm pretty sure it was me, but I don't remember.
Well, we had the night that me and Brian Scott went to the Main Tap Tavern in El Cajon, and I got fucking shit-faced. And he was with his ex still at the time, and he picked some chick. I'm not gonna lie, he was fucking trashed. And that dude picked some chick up at the bar we were at and takes off with her on his fucking Ducati. And I'm like, I'm the poster child for poor decisions, and I'm gonna tell you, I think that's a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, like, dude.
I'm like,
Bro,
that's got road rash written all the fuck over it.
Dude, oh my God. Yeah. I don't know if I want to go into the details of the story, but somebody I was with drank a lot of alcohol. And I couldn't even like, it was crazy because he drank and then he drove. And then when we got home, he like collapsed on the floor. Like he just passed out and he woke up there. And I was like, how did you even drive? Like, how was that a thing you did last night?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't do it anymore. I won't even get in the car. But when I was younger, when I was in the Navy, there was times I would wake up in my car at work, in the office. Like when I was an E6, I was an E6, and I was a fucking I was in charge of shit. Like I was in an office at an ordnance facility, and I was in charge of things that got done there with bombs. And I would wake up in my car in the parking lot with my partner standing out there. I woke up one time, I'm like hanging out the car window of my BMW, and he's drinking coffee, and he's got a cup, and he goes, "You coming in or what?" And I was like, "What time is it?" And he goes, "Work time." It's like work time. I was like, "What time did I get here?" He goes, "Well, brother, I got here at 6, and you were here and had obviously been here for a while." And I was like, I left the bar and went straight to work.
Jesus. Yeah. I've done that before. I only did that in the military. I don't think I did it outside. Actually, I did it when I was at DOD as well. And that wasn't a good time.
Yeah. I only ever did it when I was in the military, and I only ever did it when I was overseas. I learned my lesson. I was like, that's some dumb shit right there.
Dude, I had to be up I was doing whatever the fuck it was, like guarding the barracks or whatever it is, at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I drank till like 6:30 in the morning. And then and I was like, I'll get up at 8:30, take a shower, I'll be all good. 9:15, someone bangs on my door, like, "Hey, you getting up?" And I was like, "Yeah." Dude, swing shift came up at like 2 o'clock, and they were like, "Jesus, you reek of fucking booze." And I was like, it's fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Bro, I had a friend on Facebook, and we were talking about it. He was like, I posted up something like, "Have you ever had a later, Stacy?" I was like, "Have you ever had a hangover that is so epic that to this day, like you're like, man, yeah, I'm pretty hungover, but it's nothing like this." And then you spewed out like an event, a date. And I was like, Darwin, Australia, 2003. I woke up.
I don't think I've had a crazy ass hangover like that. But I remember getting sick off of certain alcohols. I
was still drunk. Like I woke up.
Yeah.
Like we went back to ship. I woke up the next morning at 9 a.m. and I was still drunk till like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Like I was still fucking shithouse drunk all day. Like I was still sick. Like you're like that sick, drunk, hungover. You're like,
that's gross.
I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah, that's gross. It's like you got like alcohol poisoning mixed in. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember. I remember I was in San Diego, and I think I got alcohol poisoning, and that was fucking horrendous. That took like 3 days.
Alcohol poisoning.
That took like 3 days. I remember I was like so drunk I couldn't find a bottle opener, and I literally had like a bottle of Corona, and I just broke it like in a hotel, like broke it against the wall and just drank it and like cut my mouth open. Jesus. And then like, yeah, it was just so bad. So that's fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie. I woke like me and my buddy James, we both like the next day we woke up in our hotel room and we were like, "Bro, I still don't feel good." And he's like, "I'm still fucking hungover." We didn't drink that whole day. We didn't have a drink. All we did was like we were like, "I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna eat just a little bit because I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen when it hits my stomach." You know what I mean? Yeah. We were like that all day. And then we went out to eat that night. And he's like, "Bro, I know we were going to go out tonight, but fuck it. We're going back to the room. We got a whole nother day." And I was like, "I'm good with that." So we got back to our hotel room, called our wives, and then we crashed. And I woke up the next day and was like, "Dude, I'm still hungover. I'm hungover."
I was at a festival, like a music festival out here in Chicago. And like, there was like that first night, we got so fucked up. We stayed up till like 9 o'clock in the morning. And then like we didn't want to go like the other 2 or 3 days. Like we were so fucking hungover that it just was too much. So we didn't even go.
Yeah. Like that's when you know you're starting to get old. Like
I was probably like 30. I was probably like 30 then. We got a hashtag here in the chat. Hashtag LGBFJB. Let me try to guess what that is.
Let's not do that. Because I know exactly what that stands for.
What does it stand for?
I'll text you.
Can I say what I think it stands for?
All I'm going to say, and this is the only thing I'm going to say, is that if the Republicans find a candidate named Brandon, the fucking campaign
it's not political.
Itself.
It's not political at all. I was going to say, it looks like let's go butt fuck Jim Brown. Yep.
I had a kid
I
worked with. I had a guy that I worked for, actually. His name was Luke Barker. He had a tattoo of a cobra, and it said NTBFW, not to be fucked with. And like we would just sit around and try to come up with goofy shit for his. He's like, oh, it's nice to big fat women, and everybody else would sit around and try to come up with something clever for it. And one day I was sitting there and we were sweeping, and he had his shirt off, and he had his coveralls pulled down, his sleeves rolled up, and we're sweeping the gun deck. And I look over, I see his tattoo, and he goes, "Why aren't you fucking sweeping boot camp?" And I looked at his tattoo, and I was like, "Nice, North Texas bean farm worker." And he was like, "Go get yourself a soda." And I was like, "What?" He goes, like, you just looked at that and that's what you came up with? And I was like, yeah. He goes, "Go get a soda." He gave me $1 bill. He's like, "Go get a fucking soda." He's like, "Don't even come back up here." And he's like, "That's a good one." He's like, "That's the best one so far."
Oh, I know what it means now. Yeah. Took me a while. Kind of slow. Like I said, the CTE is flaring up. It's dripping out of my ear.
It's like, I got cerebral fluid coming out of my ears, man. Leaking. Hey, you know what? You know what? I'm not going to ask you.
Speaking of that, I don't really like how the fucking EOD guys are held as like these heroes and shit. If there's any EOD guys in here, don't come at me. But like, you guys wouldn't fucking
don't like
you guys fucking do
fucking car or anything. But
like, what would you do? Like, we'd fucking sit there, we'd cordon off like an IED, and we'd call in the IED guys. We're like, "Well, we're eating lunch right now. We'll be there in a couple hours." And then they would come out and they'd be like, "Send your squad leader back." And they wouldn't even get out of the truck. The squad leader would have to walk back there, tell them where it's at. Then they'd fucking drop a little fucking, toy car out the back. I thought this was budget versus high-end knives.
You missed that whole thing. That was the first hour. You're basically in the after.
Optimus Crime. Anyways.
Anyway. Yeah, they're kind of prima donnas.
They made a whole movie about them. It was like a whole movie, won the Academy Award.
Well, you know what? Apparently they're better at the whole bomb diffusing thing than you are, because you said you've gotten blown up a bunch of times. And
I mean,
like they lose.
That was what I was getting at, is they literally like put the robot out there and like we were recording off the area, and this lady was like walking over with her kids. She wasn't that close, but I was telling her to like kind of go the other way. And as soon as she did that, like I took my headset off to talk to her, and then it fucking blew it. And I remember it was just like, woo. And like, dude, for like 3 days, I was just like, oh, I couldn't even hear. It's like a ping, like a fucking sound in my ear. And I was like, yeah,
I know.
I got a concussion.
I was out on the deck when they fired a 5-inch gun. Like I was literally like from me to my garage wall from it. And I was like I came back, I took out my earplugs because they didn't do anything. And I'm like picking my fingers in my ears, and Chief's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I'm seeing if they're bleeding." And I couldn't hear a fucking thing for like 3 days.
Yeah, dude, I can imagine. Oh, now we got fucking David over here. Now he's on the other end talking shit.
Yeah, but David was an EOD, so he's just
that would be fun. No, I think the probably the funnest job is like up in the gunships, just fucking raining hell down on people, just looking through a camera and just fucking hanging out.
I always liked the 5-inch gun system, just firing. I mean, we would shoot at targets. We get to see the result. I mean, we were in the gun, so we couldn't see it, but there'd always be video of it. Like when we did the naval shore fire support, like when the Marines would call for fire and shit, we would shoot from the ship.
Yeah,
that's fun, but
yeah,
I don't think I'd ever want to be in an airplane. Not during a war. He's an Air Force brat, David is.
Yeah, dude. We were.
Where the fuck? I had something I was going to tell you, and I forgot. I think I just smoked it away.
I remember we were in a C-130 and we were leaving Iraq, and these fucking guys, like they do the thing where they do that combat takeoff. They go straight up in the air. And I guess one of the fucking pilot thought it would be funny to just kind of level off. And when he did that, literally every fucking thing that wasn't strapped down in that fucking plane was flying
Yeah.
in the air, and
Yeah.
everybody's shit went everywhere. And these guys were like laughing like it was funny. I was so fucking mad. Our company commander was fucking furious about it too. I mean, shit, like, dude, there was a cooler like full of fucking water that like went up in the air and like flew to the fucking back and would have just
And then crashes.
Yeah.
See, they never did that, but what they did do was we were on a C7 flying in, and we flew into Iraq, and no one told anybody. No one even gave any indication. Everybody was in their fucking little canvas seats and shit in the fucking center of the C7, and this motherfucker just all of a sudden, I look at, and I don't like flying anywhere, man. I'm terrified of flying, and this motherfucker fell out of the sky. You know how the combat landings go?
Yeah.
You know, they just, I was like, and they corkscrew in, powering into the ground, dropping about 10,000 feet a second. Dude. And it's like literally you're in your seat and the plane just falls out of the sky. You're like, we're dying. No one knows.
Is your logo a couple of samurai swords?
Yeah.
What's that? Jesus Christ. Hey! $5.
You are actually, thank you very much, Zach. You are actually kind of the inspiration for that, as much as you harassed me.
Jesus. Why don't you wear a fucking kimono and bust out the samurai swords?
Oh, you're so funny.
Hey, you can't talk like that, Mike.
Really?
What does that mean, dude? This guy's got a green highlighted DSKFS. Should we try to guess that one? Or is that good or bad?
No, I know what that is. That is do something kind for someone.
Oh, hey, Mike. You're a very handsome man.
Thank you. Come on, you saw mine. Mine says fuck everyone. Like he's got you guys got to see that patch yet? You know, I'll go get it. Hang on.
Don't leave me here with these people.
I'm still here.
You fucking left me here like 3 times. You left the fucking room. What am I supposed to talk about?
I didn't go anywhere.
Oh, you're right there.
No, I'm right here. I'm still here. I just went around the corner. I had to go get the patch. So we all know that Zach has got this, to do something kind for someone, right? I kind of went the other direction with it. I mean, I thought that this would be a good patch to send out, but I was told that apparently that's not appropriate to be sending out to people through the mail. And plus, getting these made is expensive.
Fuck everyone. Yeah, like do you sew them onto your clothes back there in your laundromat?
Yeah. I saw them. They go on every shirt we launder for the neighbors. This is an illicit market. Yeah, that's what we do.
You got a black market.
You make a lot of money
laundromat back there.
You did get.
I'll send you some Bitcoin if you wash my clothes. You piece of shit.
You piece of shit. So, well, I'm gonna get off of here, guys. Zach, I'm glad you showed up. If you guys want to see any conversation about high-end knives versus budget knives, you got to go to the beginning, the first hour, because once Polly came on, things pretty much got fucking derailed. So, all right, guys, you guys take it easy. Polly, you can stick around because I can keep this running after. But yep. So, guys, I had fun. Keep in mind, like I said, December 3rd is the thing. I don't think I'm going to do a Wednesday live feed. I really don't. I've got friends coming into town. It's the day before Thanksgiving. So I don't know what's going to happen. You might not even get a video. Yeah. Thanks, Todd. Later, guys.